Shit. Alright, hello everyone, how are you guys doing? I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and we're back again with another comparison video. So, pumping these things out, man. As always, make sure to leave comment suggestions down below as far as which comparisons you guys would like to see in the future. If I don't get any, I just go ahead and do my own thing, which is what we got here today. So as you guys can see from the title, basically today we are comparing the bursting method of Nechryaels in the catacombs, so the Greater Nechryaels, compared to the maniacal monkeys, I think is what they're called, from Monkey Madness 2. Now, I already have statistics on the monkeys, so today all I had to gather was... You guys probably heard the dog in the background. All I had to gather was the information on the Nechryaels, along with readjusting the ice burst cost from my last video. So, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and kind of explain some things before we get into it. It might make some people mad, but it has to be said because this stuff is kind of important to the video. For those who have never killed Greater Nechryaels before, there is a little bit of a process to it that I will go ahead and explain right now. So we have someone over here killing them. Basically, I'm going to try to explain this as quick as I can. The way that these things work is basically all you're going to have to do is just go around, get one, get another, and just keep on, you know, just pile them. Just run them in the corner, run back and forth till they're all on one square. Pretty easy stuff, you know? Basically, the only thing I want to say for this video though is, okay, so pretend you're doing an actual inventory. The way that you have this inventory set up is pretty much whatever you need to burst, imbued heart, runes, and etc. And then from there you have an inventory practically filled with prayer potions, and that leaves you no room to go ahead and pick up and alch things, especially considering you're more than likely on the ancient spellbook. Can't really alch. I don't know if there's anything in game that allows you to do that, but if so, then that's very helpful for this video. However, I don't think there is. With that said, there's really nothing you can do with all the items that are on the floor. You can pick up the stackables like runes and maybe seeds that you could keep in your inventory, and every prayer pot you use, maybe you could replace it with a 20k item like a rune full helm that they drop, a rune square shield, something along those lines, but you don't end up getting a majority of the items that are actually dropped. So, with that said, and this might make some people mad, I would recommend an alt, and that's what these stats are based on that you guys will see in the video. Basically, you don't need an alt that can do anything special. You just need something coming off Tutorial Island, preferably, if you can, 55 magic, or yeah, preferably 55 magic for the high alch spell, which will allow you to alch all of your items. If not, though, you can just only pick up the rune items or the 10k plus items, run to the bank and quickly come back, and you shouldn't miss out on too much. But that's what I'm going to go ahead and say before this. Now, there are more effective ways to use alts here. Another one would be if you have an alt that can use darts or any sort of bow or anything, you could also use it in a form where you have that alt account click on Nechryaels and take them into your pile. However, I'm just going to assume for this video you're not doing that, because assuming that people are willing to get an alt is already too much, and that's the only real way you can make a comparison for this, because if you're not going to use an alt here, they're really not that worth it considering you won't be picking up that much of the loot. And if you're going to be using an alt to the max and having the alt lure Nechryaels under you, then there's no circumstance ever where this would be worse than Monkey Madness 2, really. So, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and get on into the slides that we have for you today. Now to go ahead, we're going to start off with the stats summary, just because it's relevant if the stats were really any different, but if, as you guys can see, the combat stats over here, there is a little bit difference in defense. However, their magic level is, and their magic defensive stat is 0, so overall, they're relatively similar, and you shouldn't have too much of a problem hitting on them. You are very accurate with whatever spells you will cast here, I will tell you that. That holds true for either one of these, and realistically, no matter which one you go to, there shouldn't be that big of a difference in XP per hour solely based on what you're actually hitting on them, rather where they are, how many you have, how many are coming onto you at the same time, more of that instance. Now this is the pro and cons of both of these monsters, so we'll go ahead and go over Greater Nechryaels first. The pros of this are actually, I would say, more notable than the pros of the other one. The pros of the Greater Nechryaels is, one, you can get totems. That's actually really, you know, that's something people want now that the Skatizo pet and the claw are out. So maybe you're looking for that, go ahead and hit these up. On top of that, it is profitable. Yeah, surprising, I know, right? But after a little bit of testing, found out that is true. Also, you can get this on a Slayer task, which allows you to get even faster XP. I'm assuming you're not doing this on task because, I mean, you know, this is more of a general guide. On top of that, the cons that you have for the Greater Nechryaels, it's not as AFK as you constantly have to go ahead and get the Nechryaels since they are non-aggressive, which is the other con. From there, over to the monkeys, we have the pros, is more AFK. You can kind of AFK a little more. You don't have to really click as much. They come to you. They're aggressive. Also, you kind of have free prayer, technically. You can pick up the prayer pots from the ground, but, I mean, it's relatively inefficient, I guess. Cons to the monkeys is you don't get any loot other than, you know, the prayer potions, and finding worlds can sometimes be difficult as it is a pretty good spot to train at for both bursting, barraging, and chinning, so you do have a little bit of competition there. Nechryaels, it's relatively easy to try to find a new world. So basically what I was able to find when it comes to hourly rates was that with Greater Nechryaels, I'll say the right name, you were able to get 190k magic XP per hour, and it came out to a 100k GP profit per hour, which is pretty impressive considering you're using that many runes and somehow you're able to recoup them all. It's due mostly to the fact that you get a ton of rune drops in regards to both, I guess, armor and the actual, you know, like runes that you cast spells with. On top of that, you can get seeds like snapdragons and ranars and just a whole variety of things that are worth a decent amount. From there, we go on over to the monkeys. Now here you have a 60k magic XP per hour increase, which is pretty cool. And on top of that, you do have to deal with the negative 1.3 mil loss per hour, which comes out to a total of a 60k increase in XP and a negative 1.4 mil if you're comparing it to the Greater Nechryaels. Which brings us to the final slide that I will have. So what we've learned from this is that in 1 hour of bursting, you'll go ahead and save yourself 1.4 mil by killing Nex instead of, well, Greater Nechryaels instead of killing monkeys, and that comes at a loss of 60k EXP. Which will take us an additional 19 minutes to recoup. So to go ahead and hit that 250k barrier, you'll have to spend an hour and 19 minutes at Greater Nechryaels rather than the hour that you spent at monkeys. And with that said, then the total amount of money you would have to make per hour to make this be efficient would be 4.4 mil. And this number kind of trips some people up every now and then in the comment section. So I'll go ahead and kind of explain this. Basically, it's kind of like saying that, if you guys can think about it this way, those 19 minutes that you saved, or those 19 extra minutes that you're spending, gained yourself 1.4 mil. So the extra 19 minutes that you saved, or the extra 19 minutes that you spent, gained you 1.4 mil theoretically. So if you were to put this on an hour time scale, you know, 19, 19, 19, and then 3 extra minutes, in total that would bring you in 4.4 mil. So hopefully I was able to explain that to the point where people understand what I'm getting at. And so that's it, mainly for the informational stuff that I have for you guys today. There is a lot of stuff that I have to go ahead and just kind of explain. I hope not everyone's triggered by the fact that you can go ahead and use an alt, but if you guys see that you save yourself this much money in this amount of time, like in an hour's time frame, well, I guess an hour and 19 minutes time frame, if you go ahead and just have an alt account, you will save yourself 1.4 mil. Granted, you can save yourself probably around 500 to 600k if you just go ahead and use your main account and just pick up the loots, or you can just be totally efficient, have an alt that you actually kill the things with and bring them to you. There's tons of different ways to go about this, but the comparison wouldn't really be all that great if it was just you picking up the loot, and the comparison also wouldn't be great if you were actually using the alt to go ahead and grab Nechryaels, because then you're being perfectly efficient with it and it's obviously going to be worth it. So hopefully you guys can understand where I'm coming from. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but some people may make it out to be. I'm just trying to help you guys out, so hopefully not a lot of backlash from this video. I don't anticipate much, and even if it is, just be stupid little stuff. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, make sure to leave a like. Anything you guys want me to do in the future as far as comparisons or really anything on the channel goes, go ahead and leave that in a comment down below along with what you thought of the video. Subscribe to the channel if you really enjoy the content. Twitter's in the description, Discord's in the description. Always make sure to go ahead and join my clan chat, large EXP lamp with 2 E's. But with that said, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and peace. Jesus, man. People out here just like this. 2 people over here. Then I switch on over to the other account. Shit. Wait, other account. Damn it. Alright, well, trust me. On the other account, there's people talking to me too.